I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone. Worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness. One mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And Fresh got love, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Eddie Hearn. All right. Here's an article in DAZN. Eddie Hearn implores Tyson Fury, don't fight anyone else. Just go straight to Anthony Joshua. And in an interview with Sky Sports this week, Hearn explained that if Fury isn't going to compete close to when Joshua does Pulev, he expects him to simply wait until they can all focus on the unification class. Listen, it's completely over to them, he said. We have the dynamics of the deal in place. I don't want to hear from Fury. No, I'm thinking about fighting in March or April. Why? Just go straight into the Joshua fight. It's going to be the same time frame. Listen, Fury doesn't want to take a small fight. They couldn't even get the money together to give him a fight in December. So let's give him plenty of money. Let's give him the biggest fight. Fury wants the AJ fight, unquestionably, and AJ wants to fight Fury. So those are Eddie Hearn's comments. Trill Dollar Bill, what are your thoughts on that?
In layman's terms, don't the bag. Don't mess up the bag. That's basically what Eddie is saying, and I agree. Man, listen, I don't want nothing to happen. He don't want nothing to happen. He don't want you to get cut. He don't want you to lose. Anything can happen. This is boxing. Like, this is the mega fight. This is what everybody's been waiting for. You know, this is for all the marbles. You know, sit your behind down, and you know what I'm saying, and let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with Eddie. I agree 100%. Like, don't mess around and something can happen. This is the sport of boxing. We done seen it before. Somebody done went in there for a tune-up and get an uppercut. Somebody done went in there, people don't go in there and they get cut, and it can ruin the bag. They get injured, pop a shoulder out of place, dislocate something. You don't want that to happen. Eddie's like, all roads leads to the money. All you got to do is sit back and relax and put your feet up, and then you just gonna be swimming like Uncle Scrooge in the money. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how I feel, and I agree with Eddie. I'm with it. Sit back and relax and get that bag and let everybody get this fight that everybody's been waiting for all the marbles.
All right, G.
I agree with Trill 1,000%. This is kind of like what Eddie's saying is almost like a no-brainer. Like Tyson Fury, don't play yourself. You know what I mean? And just to add, it's more than just boxing. This is heavyweight boxing, meaning any fight is a threat because of one punch knockout power that pretty much every heavyweight does hold. So you could play games and be like, oh, I'm gonna take this easy tune-up from some guy in, I don't know, Australia real quick. You might get a kangaroo punch to the face, you know what I mean? And the next thing you know, the bag is done, you know what I mean? Like, then you got to do a rematch to get your belt back. So, like Andy Ruiz did it to AJ in Madison Square, you know what I mean? So we can see this, and I think Eddie's like, please do not pull an AJ. Like, please, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Fury, I get it, man. Like, I do know, like, he needs to get in the ring. It's a part of his mental health and all that good stuff. But, bro, just be patient. AJ's coming. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get that work, man. So we definitely need to see Undisputed. We don't need to see you versus some guy in, Tanzania somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, we need to see the best fight the best.
All right, Ned?
I hear y'all. But, from AJ's perspective, like, yo, you're not my promoter. You don't tell me what to do. Yeah, the money's there. Yeah, all roads lead to Joshua, but I gotta stay active. I gotta make sure I got checks coming in as well. You don't know what Fury's situation is looking like. Yeah, Fury might need a fight. Probably that's why he wanted to fight the family first. You don't know what things he got planned, what endorsements, things he got lined up. You saw what he did with the WWE things. Like, he came out of nowhere with that. So you don't know what Fury got planned for himself. So I would tell Fury, just take the easy route, like, set up tune-up fights, things like in that nature, but don't go out there trying to take put yourself in a Dillian White position for no reason. Even though I doubt there's many fighters out there that could upset Fury the way Dillian White has been, but you know, it's
Didn't Schwartz cut his eye, bro? Like
yeah, he did.
Wallin.
Oh, Wallin.
Otto Wallin cut his eye.
Almost did it, bro, and he was a nobody.
Yeah, he cut his eye, but the eye hit up pretty fast. G, stop it, because you was like, yo, once Wilder touches his face, he's going. This was the words out of G's mouth right now. You saw it. That's all we needed. The eye to bust open. Watch once Wilder touches his face, it's over. Technical knockout. All of that. His face is gonna be bloodied up. Your man was the one bloodied up that fight. I'm just saying. Fury had Wilder's blood for lunch, but I'm just saying.
He literally did though.
Fighters want to stay active. They want to make
blood.
sure they you know, it's been a whole pandemic. He's had a lot of time off, and he just wants to get in the ring, and you know, he does wants to experience how maybe if the fight with no spectators may feel to him if it's like his type of fight too. So.
Well, a few things. One, I understand where Eddie Hearn's coming from. You have to look at Eddie Hearn and what he's been through. He saw Anthony Joshua lose to Andy Ruiz at Madison Square Garden in one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. And then, you know, if you saw Eddie Hearn at the end of that fight, you saw a man who was like, the church's money is gone. Like, you saw a man who looked like, oh man, everything is out of whack. And his company was on the line in the rematch. And you could see that in Eddie Hearn. And Anthony Joshua went in the ring and did what he had to do to get his titles back. So respect to him. But there was that time of uncertainty when Andy Ruiz had beat Anthony Joshua. And then everyone built Andy Ruiz up to be better than Sonny Liston. They built Andy Ruiz up to be, you know, Evander Holyfield in his prime, Lennox Lewis in his prime. All I heard was there was no way Anthony Joshua would be able to take an immediate rematch against Andy Ruiz and get his titles back. That's all I heard. And then when Joshua did it, everyone downplayed it, and everyone downplayed Andy Ruiz after building him up to be. So, you know, this hype train we've seen.
The Mexican Jack Dempsey.
I know. He's the Mexican Jack Dempsey with the speed of Mike Tyson, the power of George Foreman. I'm telling you, man, I just heard it all about Andy Ruiz going into the rematch with Anthony Joshua, and then when Joshua beat him, all that ceased. It was, oh, he was overweight. Oh, he didn't train. That's what I started hearing. But the bottom line is, Eddie Hearn experienced the upset with Joshua Ruiz, and so he knows what that felt like. Then he set up Dillian White when Dillian White was the mandatory. Dillian White was already lined up to face Tyson Fury. Remember, he started that lawsuit. You know, the WBC conceded because they almost had their company liquidated for pulling shady business with Riccogioni back in the day. So they conceded easily. They were like, okay, here you go. You're next. We're giving you the shot. And then Alexander Povetkin lands the uppercut of the year.
A 40-year-old Russian.
There's Tank's uppercut, and then there's Povetkin's uppercut. To me, Povetkin's uppercut, you know, just because Povetkin's uppercut happened when he was losing, like he was on the way out. Povetkin was about to, we were all like, I did not expect that at all. I expected Tank to knock out Leo. I did not expect Povetkin to knock Dillian White out like that. So to me, that was
another reason why, because that Povetkin uppercut derailed his future.
Exactly. Set him back. Set him back.
Set him back.
And this is when Dillian White was trending up. Like, all things were looking Dillian. Like, Trill had to stop saying poor Dillian for a few segments, you know? And then as soon as that uppercut landed, anyone who's ever seen Boxing Bros just started thinking, you know, it just came in your head. You were like, poor Dillian. Like, oh my God. And so he didn't need to take the fight with Povetkin. He took it to stay active and then bang. So I understand Eddie Hearn having that fear that I don't want anything to get in the way of this, because there's still one more obstacle. That obstacle is Povetkin. Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev is that obstacle that could still derail the unification and the fight for undisputed. However, things are looking good because Dillian White did lose. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not so sure, excuse me, that Eddie Hearn was too worried about Dillian losing. I think behind closed doors, he was like, smooth selling the undisputed, baby. That's what I think he was thinking. So now 2 obstacles. Alexander Usyk and Kubrat Pulev. Those are the obstacles in the way of undisputed. He doesn't want Fury to take a fight. Oh, Deontay Wilder eliminated himself from being an obstacle. So sit home, relax, and let's make the biggest fight in boxing history after December 12th, assuming Anthony Joshua handles his business.
Please like and subscribe. Let us know how you feel in the comment section, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros. Sit your behind down.
We could have been flawless, flying enough to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.